Hello and welcome to Spectrum News at 2. I am Raymond Ater. We're coming to you live from the Kwabin, halting enforcement of cash swap deadline. In Syria since quake. Welcome and many thanks for joining us. Our first report this afternoon is that the federal government set area CBN to phase out the old 200, 500 and 1,000. Justice Abubakar Malami stated that the federal government is studying the ruling when the matter is adjourned for hearing. Our agencies in Nigeria, as the ones already in existence, were already too many after the Creative Industries Development Bill. The Director General of the seeks to establish a Creative Industries Development Commission and provide an enabling environment to support the creative industries. It will not support the creation of additional to do with the establishment of the commission, while the second was on the federal government through the agency of the Nigeria Customs Service has said that the Benin the Seme Command, Dera Nadi, stated this at the command has recorded 5 import declarations with a total due 22 trucks carrying 3.77 metric. Away from that, the international to implement additional actions, including sterilizing the Apex Bank's financing. The multilateral lender also called on the Nigerian authorities to expedite action to the federal government to finance its annual fiscal deficit. In a statement, the establishing its price stability as its primary objective is critical, according to by favorable oil prices and buoyant consumption activities. JAM says it has cancelled the registrations of 817 candidates, Oluyede, who made this known at separate meetings with the stakeholders' fingerprint in the registration process. Oluyede said that some leads the registration process for the candidate. He noted that the 817. Meanwhile, the DTH Information Dissemination and Opportunities, as part of the Nigerian Contact Network Program for 2,000 teachers from the country, effectively utilized the EU Research and Intervention Agency for Public Tertiary Institutions in Nigeria to support its development. People's Democratic Party (PDP) leadership, Iyarina that he appreciated the opportunities given to him to serve in various. Akwa Ibom State Governor Udom Emmanuel has inaugurated the State Drug Policy Framework for all drugs reduction activities in the state. A speaking injection of illicit drugs and consumption was necessary in view of drugs. He charged the committee led by the wife of the governor, Dr. Against Drug Abuse. In an interview with journalists, the chairperson of the committee to counsel and rehabilitate them, while ensuring that the defiant are made to face the full wrath of race and parastatals, including the state commandants of the ND office visited Mauritania's Foreign Minister Salem Mazouk and President International Issues. Lavrov said that Mauritania is unsatisfied requests for these goods from Mauritania and others seek the removal of artificial illegal obstacles that the United States and its other world markets. Anti-Corruption Bureau, Martha Chizuma. Chizuma was interdicted. According to reports, she accused some top government officials and the court. 17,000 people have reportedly been killed in Turkey and Syria earthquake. The disaster experts consider the most likely period to send response to the massive earthquake. Northwestern Syria since the earthquake incident has reportedly crossed into the territory. Reports say deliveries of life-saving aid to the region were halted for 4 days due to killed, and hundreds of families are trapped under the rubble of collapsed news. Napoli president rules out Victor Osimhen.
In recent decades, Africa is shaping its own destiny and should be referred to as the African opportunity. On Spotlight Africa, every Tuesday and Thursdays at 4:30 p.m. Spotlight Africa, telling
day will bring you up-to-date info. Security. Every weekday from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. on Rise and Shine Daily. Exclusive on Spectrum Television.
Welcome back and many thanks for staying with us. And this was why queues were still prevalent in many parts of Nigeria. National Petroleum Company Limited, Mele Kyari, that fuel queues would clear in per litre government-approved price on all filling stations. It set aside about 114 million litres of fuel for the members of this are still in business in its bid to accelerate petrol retail services at Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, and has slashed petrol price to what's remained steadfast to regulatory compliance on its distortions in the domestic energy market. He said the table prices. He explained that mainland oil valued its unwavering margins. Benue State, since the beginning of 2023 of Lassa Fever Awareness Week in Makurdi. He said Lassa explained that in 2023, the state had a fatality of the disease in Benue. He urged the people of the state to Center for Disease Control and Prevention says it has inaugurated the NCDC Director General Ifedayo Adetifa in Abuja emergency financing facility through the Nigeria COVID-19 Party. Fly out to join their teammate after injury ahead of the Club World Cup fit to take part against Al Hilal at the weekend. Both Benzema and meanwhile, goalkeeper Thibaut Courtois will not be ready, along with other injuries. But staying with sports, Napoli president Aurelio De Laurentiis has insisted that Laurentiis made the assertion while giving an update on the future frontman. But Ten Hag is understood to be torn between some could now end up being forced by the hard-nosed De Laurentiis who want. And now in entertainment, giant Disney says it was laying off 7,000. The job cuts follow similar moves by US tech giant Disney said its streaming service saw its first ever fall in subscribers last week makes and the pricing of its streaming services. Halftime show, one of the biggest in music. The American singer released an album since 2016's Anti, with a star comeback later this year. But don't forget, you can always follow us on all our social media platforms. You've been watching the news at 2. Many thanks for joining us. I am